the Oklahoma Newsroom, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenni Carlson. The Cowboys got started on the right foot in Big 12 play Saturday, beating TCU at Gallagher-Iba, but now they go on the road to face Baylor, and the tougher games begin. John Helsley joins us on the phone. John, set this game up for us a little bit. Obviously, looks like the class of the league, Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa State. Where does Baylor sort of fall in to the pecking order, if you will, from what we've seen so far?
Jenni, I would say that Baylor fits in somewhere around the middle of the league. You know, they've been ranked at times this season, still 25 in the coaches poll. So, you know, it's a team that people think, you know, has got some ability, and they do. They're a great rebounding team, a very physical team. That'll be a big challenge for the Cowboys tonight. But, yeah, I think it's sort of right now, middle of the pack team in the Big 12, which isn't all that bad. Pretty good league for basketball.
Definitely. So you mentioned the rebounding, John. Is that inside game going to be the biggest challenge for the Cowboys tonight in Waco?
I would think so. And this Cowboys team has rebounded pretty well, out-rebounded the last 5 opponents and some good ones in there. Florida was a good rebounding team. You know, beat TCU on the boards Saturday. But yet, this is sort of a different monster. Rico Gathers of Baylor leads the Big 12 in rebounding. You know, 10.2 a game, I think. He's a big physical. Looks like he could play defensive end in the NFL. That's what he looks like. So, and they're a good team for rebounding as a whole. So, yeah, guys like Anthony Allen, Mitchell Solomon, Chris Olivier, those guys, they're going to have to get it on tonight and really be focused on hitting the boards.
I think Art Briles would like to have Rico Gathers for a few games out there for that Baylor football team. John, in a game like this, on the road, Big 12 play, no, it's going to be a pretty hostile environment at Baylor. They tend to have pretty good crowds. You would like to have veteran guys out there, and you would like to have potentially your best player in Phil Forte. But, John, it's sounding more and more like Phil Forte is not going to play this year. It just is not prudent at this point with this injury. Where does that leave the Cowboys?
You know, it leaves them in a predicament, really, of, you know, one, he's their most veteran player. He's their only full-time returning starter. He was their one reliable perimeter scorer, and teams have really started to go to zones against the Cowboys. And, you know, just sort of the leader of the team. He was the face of the program. I mean, let's be honest. And, you know, doesn't seem like he's going to be back. I would expect something probably official by the end of the week. I think Saturday's game was sort of the do-or-die point, and frankly, Phil can't even just do simple things such as run without the elbow bothering him. So, yeah, I think we're going to hear that Phil Forte won't be back. It means guys like Leighton Hammonds are going to have to really play well. Jeff Newberry, who I wrote about today, Juwan Evans, the freshman point guard, has played very well. He's going to have to sort of take this team over, in my opinion, because he can impact the game. It's going to have to be a cumulative effort every time out, and really win games that are sort of an ugly fashion.
Well, John, I think the very least we can say about it is this Cowboy team isn't going to look like Travis Ford or anybody else hoped it might look with Phil Forte. He adds a dimension that they really don't have otherwise. They just have to be a different team without him, don't they?
Yeah, and that's what they're stressing, and they feel like, you know, they haven't had Phil since the third game of the season. So as it's gone on and as it's continued to look like he wouldn't return, I think the team has sort of moved in a direction of, okay, we have to sort of redefine ourselves. And I think they've made some strides in that. I think they've played their best basketball maybe the last, you know, 4 or 5 games. But it's going to have to continue. And it's like I said, you know, guys like Leighton Hammonds, who's always had a lot of potential, has been a little inconsistent. He's going to need to play well on a regular basis. Jeff Newberry, mentioned Juwan Evans. And then they're going to have some other guys jump up, you know, at certain points. Jeff Carroll, you know, Tavares Shine, Joe Burton. Those guys are going to have to jump up here and there and give them a lift as well. But, yeah, the focus right now is on this team concept. And I think it's the right way to go.
Well, we'll see how those strides look tonight at Waco. As I mentioned, it's a 7 o'clock tip Tuesday night. And be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.